want to welcome y'all to the Daily Reader podcast on the Tony's Journey YouTube channel, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here, y'all, Tuesday through Fridays at 7 a.m. and Saturday through Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for future updates and podcast episodes. And I just want to say I really appreciate you coming on here. If you are new, this shows that you care about your self-care. And self-care is very, very important, especially if we're going to live happy lives. If you don't do your self-care, then, and at least in I don't want to say you, so I do my best to use I statements. We use a lot of I statements. In the 12-step room is also another men's work group that I'm with. We do our best to say I statements because I'm referring to myself. I'm not referring to y'all. Just so you know, some of y'all may be able to relate to it, but I'm not specifically talking about y'all. So I'm just going to do my best to use those I statements. So when I don't do my self-care, my day doesn't usually go as well the majority of the time. Not say all the time, but I find that I'm more stressed. Sometimes I get irritable. So it's important to take care of that. So as part of that, this morning I'm going to light this candle. It signifies purity. It's good for cleansing. Okay. As you can see, there it is. Candle is lit. I'm going to be setting it over here on the shelf next to me throughout our podcast this morning. It'll be burning, and it's my goal to blow it out at the end. All right, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Go ahead and find a stopping point in whatever you have going on. And find somewhere safe where you can be comfortable for the guided relaxation part. Actually, I changed my mind. We're not going to do a guided relaxation part today. Today we're going to do a self-guided relaxation part. So however you want to do the breathing exercise this morning is completely up to you. Whatever you want to focus on, whatever you want to do. Let me see. Let me think about that. Y'all give me 1 second. Still trying to wake up this morning. Actually, I take that back. So I am going to do the guided. Maybe we'll do a non-guided and a self-guided, not non-guided, but self-guided another day. But today, we have another, I'm on a 7-day journey right now. For 7 days, we're choosing to focus on a virtue, to work on embodying. So today's day number 5 of that. This is gonna be a good one, y'all. It's one I've actually struggled with a good bit in my life, and I've gotten a whole lot better with it, though. Thank God, over the last several years. Okay, so go ahead. It should be enough time to get somewhere. So go ahead and close your eyes and just take some slow, deep cleansing breaths, breathing in your nose and out your mouth this morning. As you can see, I'm already somewhere safe and relaxed here in my chair. This is my meditation chair, by the way. Sometimes I'll lie down and do meditations, but usually it's in the chair here. Just let go of any worries you have about tomorrow and any regrets you have about the past. Continue breathing. And today's virtue is patience. So in the past, I really struggled with patience. Honestly, I think I probably got that from my dad. Being impatient is a thing that I struggled with for a long time, and I think over the last several years I've been doing a whole lot better, because here's the thing, so things come into my life and everything comes in for a reason. So I've had a number of people come into my life in the last several years, I would say maybe the last 10 years, that really helped teach me patience. And it's been challenging, I'm not going to lie, y'all, it's been really challenging. But it has helped to make me stronger and to make me more of a patient person. Way more than I used to be. So just embody that this morning, y'all. If you're not a patient person, you're not usually patient, just take today to be patient. And this can be with yourself, but it could also be with others. And it usually comes up with me a lot more often than others than it does myself, as far as I can tell. So this is a challenge. I'm going to present to y'all this challenge today. Patience. What would it be like and what would it feel like if you were patient? If you are an impatient person. If you're already a patient person, then just work to sharpen that patience. You can sharpen it even more. Continue breathing. In the nose, out the mouth. An example from my own life. I used to have really bad road rage, and it was really surrounding patience, surrounding a lot of that. I'll just get mad and scream and holler and brake check people, tailgate people. I do all kinds of crazy stuff, y'all. Blinding some couple people with a spotlight, couple occasions. Come up behind me, they don't dim their lights. That was when I did revenge. I did some revenge stuff, and I don't believe in doing that anymore. But in the past, something I would do, and today, asking myself, what would love do, or what would patience do for today's topic? At least during the relaxation session, today's topic. So asking myself, what would patience do? I don't think patience would have done any of that, right? So seeing another perspective really helped me. Having a shift in my perspective helped me to let go of that road rage, and yeah, it went away. I haven't really struggled with it. Maybe one time in the last, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 years, I had an incident that really did take me over. Thankfully, it didn't cause any harm to anybody. Things okay. I didn't harm anybody. But yeah, that's just what it is. You get in traffic, stuck in traffic, stuck behind some slow driver. Somebody cuts you off. Forgiveness can come into play too, but it's another virtue. But patience definitely comes into play in that scenario also. All right, y'all. So let's just think, ask yourself that today. What would patience do? And then every moment you take, every action you take, even thought starts with a thought. So every thought, belief, and action. What would patience do in this situation? And then, yeah, do your best to live that out. And if you're not patient, just pretend you're patient. Just act as if. It's one thing. I don't think it works in all situations, but it does work in certain situations. This will help break the cycle of impatience by acting as if you're patient. All right, so this last breath, breathe in your nose deep as you can. On the exhale, blow it out audibly. You can do it like you're defogging a mirror, or you can put your lips together and just blow out the pursed lips. It's completely your choice, but you're releasing any tension that you might be holding on to. It's still in there, in the body. We're going to do this short version of Serenity Prayer today. And prayer, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes. All right. Alright, so July the 23rd is our reading for today. It looks like my candle went out. No, it hasn't. Still burning. Got a HEPA air purifier literally right over here. It's in the floor. And my candle's right up here on the shelf here. Living room table. So I was thinking maybe that the air blew it out, but it didn't. Thank God. So we're good. All right, y'all. So here we go. Courage to change states resentment. Resentments mark the places where I see myself as a victim. Occasionally, I felt buried under my resentments. They drained my energy each day as I thought of them. My insides felt corroded from bitterness. Feeling resentment was like drinking poison and hoping the other person that I resented would die. I often felt like there was nothing I could do, yet the truth was I knew what to do, working the steps on my resentments and let my higher power lift them from me. However, I felt such resistance to this that I needed to ask myself, what do I get out of feeling like a victim? As I pondered this question, my higher power slowly opened my awareness. I felt protected by my resentments. They acted as a barbed wire fence to keep away the people I felt had hurt me. The problem was I kept pricking my own skin on the barbs. I also was comfortable with my resentments. I wondered who I'd be without them because they were as familiar to me as my own skin. Realizing that my resentments are not necessary or protective opened the door to change. I began relying on my higher power to show me healthier ways to speak for myself in situations where I felt hurt or damaged. I took a deep breath and allowed my higher power to dismantle a powerful, self-destructive character defect. I became entirely willing. Thought for the day, do I have a character defect I use to protect myself? And then, do I need it anymore? It is not enough merely to see that we have faults and make vague resolutions to do better. It takes definite effort to make ourselves receptive. And that's from the book, The 12 Steps and Traditions, page number 6. It's a challenging reading today, y'all. It used to be that I had resentments like all over the place, y'all. Like I'd be hating on this person, hating on that person, and I'd be like, I'd be stirring in my anger all the time, rage. Since I come to the steps, y'all, I've let go of a lot of that. I'm not saying it don't rear its head from time to time, but it's been a transformative last 9 years, I would say, almost 9 years, 8.5 years. I've been in the 12-step rooms, and not taking things personally has really, really, really helped me with the resentment stuff, y'all. I think that's probably, I'd say, one of, if not the most powerful tools that I learned from the 12 steps. It's like that old saying, let the water just goes off, the water just goes across the duck's back. So I had to become like a duck, y'all, and just let things just get down my back, right? No need to hold them. No need to hold it in my shoulders, right? No need to hold all this stuff and harming ourselves. Like it mentioned, it says that having resentments is like drinking poison and hoping that the person that I resented would die. Instead, it actually affects us, y'all. Not gonna affect the other person unless unless I was to take some kind of negative action against that other person. Obviously, that'd be different. But in my own skin, my own body, resentments affect me. They hurt me. They don't hurt the other person. So, uh, yeah, it's good to wake up and know that, right? 'Cause that'll save you a lot of heartache, I think, in the going forward in the future. A whole lot of heartache. Uh, and I'm not saying it's easy, y'all, but to me, it took some time. It took probably a year or two, really, before I could stop taking things personally. Uh, and even that rears its head from time to time, y'all. But uh, for the most part, I think I've done pretty well. So I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that, right? It's always a good thing, right? We can honor ourselves for the progress we've made. And I think with that, it actually gave me taking things personal. Caused a lot of anger, and anger makes me feel powerful, y'all. So that's one thing. I'm like, oh, getting all mad and grit my teeth and all that, and I'm like, it just gives me a sense of, it gives me like another high, right? I guess a high like a drug. Being angry tends to do that for me. So that's one of my, guess you say, one of my character defects, anger. And it rears its head from time to time, right? It doesn't come up that often anymore, but it is something I use to really, I think one thing it did is to help me prove that I was right, like right all the time, right? And it just gives me that feeling of power, and maybe that can block some of my other emotions that are underneath, right? Anger, they say that, the therapists actually say this, by the way, there's something called the anger iceberg, if you ever want to look it up, but anger is never a primary emotion, or very rarely a primary emotion. Some say that it's never a primary emotion, but I think in some cases it can be, especially with resentment. But usually there's something that's underlying that anger, and it's usually by getting angry, we're blocking ourselves from feeling that other emotion, right, and dealing with it. It can be hurt. A lot of times hurt is under anger. So if I got hurt by somebody said something to me and it really hurt, then I can just get angry to avoid feeling that hurt. So a lot of times that can happen. We could get into one emotion to avoid feeling another emotion, right? So yeah, I could speak firsthand to that, right? Firsthand. I remember I've been embarrassed a couple times in public, and I get really angry, but the anger was to just not feel the embarrassment, right? So, but hopefully y'all got something good out of that today. I trust that you did. If you want to add anything, as always, you're welcome to leave it in the comments. With that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up for July the 23rd. Look forward to seeing y'all again tomorrow morning. And as always, y'all, peace and love. Y'all go out and make it a great day. Bye for now.